If there's a tilt in the end footage, I apologize. Oh god. This thing's broken. I need to get it fixed. Well, I need to get a new one. Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna look wonky. But I'm in a recording mood, so this. Let's see real quick. Also, my cousin is here. He's just downstairs playing my disc version of Last of Us Part 2. Which, controversial opinion, but Last of Us Part 2 was an amazing game. Y'all just cranky. He had some pixels. Ooh, okay. Got some cool stuff. There you go. Yep. Northfield Pigman. Or Pigman. Because if I say Pigman, all of the people who watch or play Minecraft's gonna come out of the woodwork. As legend has it, the night before Halloween in 1951, of course it is, a teenager named Sam Harris left home with rows of toilet paper and a basket of eggs to create holiday trouble. Harris never returned. His parents phoned the authorities and search parties combed the area, but he was never found. Here the legend follows two paths. The first story tells that Sam gave himself to the devil, devouring the raw entrails of a pig and wearing the head over his own. Soon after, unexplained animal deaths were blamed on the pigman. This story has Sam come into his mother's house 3 years later, depositing the disemboweled organs of a pig on the family porch before squealing like a pig himself and running into the surrounding forest. The second story, however, is slightly less disturbing. The pigman may have eaten Harris. I don't know which is more disturbing, him being forced to eat pig entrails and becoming one, or just being ripped apart by one. Probably the latter. I'd personally rather wear a pig's head and eat its guts than be ripped apart by one. Because think about it. When pigs eat, they squeal a lot. And they're grunting. If the pigman's anything like regular pigs, you're gonna have blown out eardrums and it's probably eating you alive. So, yeah, I'd rather not be eaten alive. Anyways, whichever the case, the pigman did not go away. Years after Harris's disappearance, high school students left a dance to drink beer in a sand pit, as they do. Near the school, when a monster came out of the woods, it walked like a man, but was covered in white fur and had a pig's face. As it lurched toward them, the terrified teenagers dropped their beer and rushed back to the dance. No one believed them. Some of the braver students went up to search the sand pit, and although there was no monster, the nearby grass had been trampled by something large. Then pigman sightings began coming in from all over the area around Northfield. Farmers reported seeing the monster on their property. Drivers said it ran across the road in front of their cars. Teens making out in an area filled with waterfalls and caves called the Devil's Washbowl said it banged on their car, of course. Windows. People reported finding bones and cloven hoof prints in one cave of the washbowl. That brought people to hunt for the pigman. Although the pigman was never captured, it's a popular story to tell in the wilds of Vermont in the dark. Now this next one is actually a really cool one. I'll show you the photo afterwards. Well, illustration. With what may be the greatest monster name ever, the Awful is a griffin-like creature first seen by two sawmill workers in the early 1900s in the town of Richford, near the Canadian border. The men were crossing the Main Street Bridge when they saw the beast glaring at them from the nearby rooftop of the Bow-Wright building. It had gray skin, a long serpent-like tail, and a 20-foot wingspan, and huge claws that could easily grip a milk can's girth. Okay. Although no one knew what the monster was or where it came from, local residents knew it wasn't leaving anytime soon. Farmers reported it flying over their fields. Terrified residents cowered in their homes as the beast landed on their rooftops. The people who witnessed the Awful said it seemed to simply watch them. A farm wife named Ola Hopkins was hanging up the wash outside when her dog began to bark. When she looked to see what was troubling it, she found the Awful sitting on a rooftop glaring at her. She ran inside and hid beneath her bed. For hours, the Awful gained such a reputation that in 1925, the famous horror and science fiction author H.P. Lovecraft visited the towns of Richford and Berkshire from his native Rhode Island to find out more about the monster. Lovecraft wrote the Awful became ample substance for my imagination. Sightings of the Awful all but stopped after the 1920s, although they resumed in 2006, according to an article in the nearby Enosburg Falls County Courier. An anonymous eyewitness claimed to have seen an unbelievable-looking winged monster. What I saw was no yarn. Yarns don't fly, and stories don't look like that. What I saw was real, and I hope to high heaven I never see it again. Okay. But that's the Awful. That's frickin' awesome looking. I mean, I personally hate to see it as well, but looks cool. Yep, okay. That's it. That's it for now, but hey. Also, if y'all didn't see my short, that's the new gray fox I have. I didn't shoot it, and it was bought for me by my uncle, because the guy who had it was selling it at a festival that was going on, but he had like a black squirrel, which he, from what they said, the guy didn't really want to sell it, which, why would you? It's a black squirrel. I know they're common in many places, but it's a black squirrel. They're cool. And then he was selling coyotes and red foxes and a bobcat, but I honestly like how the gray foxes look. And I also seen one alive for the first time ever. My first ever fox I ever see is a gray fox chasing a fat fox squirrel. So the irony It was chasing a fox squirrel. And it's a fox. Oh my god. I didn't realize the irony there. But there was deer in the background too. Last hunted season. But yeah. Anyways. Let me know what y'all think about these creatures. And if you can't tell, I'm extremely out of it. I don't know why. I like didn't get much sleep, I guess. Actually, I really didn't. But yeah. Not sure when the next video will be, but hey. So until next time, I'll see y'all on the next hunt, and maybe there'll be a video out tomorrow, I don't know.